This African country holds one of the last true wildernesses left on Earth. A land where deserts meet rivers, where elephants roam in endless herds, and where some of the most breathtaking natural wonders in Africa still feel untouched by time. Welcome to Botswana, one of Africa's most spectacular and least crowded travel destinations. This is a country of ancient deserts, flooded wetlands, sacred hills, and wildlife encounters so powerful they stay with you for life. In this video, we're counting down the 5 best places to visit in Botswana, from ancient stone hills to one of the greatest natural wonders on Earth. At number 5 is a place that feels less like a tourist destination and more like a sacred secret hidden in the desert, Tsodilo Hills. Rising dramatically from the flat Kalahari landscape, these ancient quartzite hills have stood here for thousands of years, watching over the desert in silence. But Tsodilo is far more than a beautiful landscape. It is one of the most important cultural and archaeological sites in all of southern Africa. Scattered across these hills are more than 4,500 rock paintings, some believed to be thousands of years old, offering a rare window into the lives, beliefs, and rituals of early people who once moved through this wilderness. Local San communities have long considered Tsodilo a deeply spiritual place, a landscape where the physical world and the unseen world seem to meet. And when you walk here, it's easy to understand why. The silence is overwhelming. The rocks glow under the sun. And every path feels like it leads deeper into another time. For travelers, Tsodilo offers something rare in modern tourism, not just scenery, but atmosphere, an experience that feels ancient, quiet, and almost otherworldly. It may not have the crowds of more famous safari destinations, but that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. But Botswana's next destination is a complete contrast, because from these silent desert hills, we're heading into one of Africa's richest wildlife ecosystems. At number 4 is a place where Botswana's wilderness begins to change shape, where dry land gives way to lagoons, floodplains, forests, and some of the richest wildlife viewing on the continent. Welcome to Moremi Game Reserve. Located within the Okavango ecosystem, Moremi is one of the rare places in Africa where you can experience an astonishing mix of landscapes all in one reserve. One moment you're crossing open plains under a blazing African sky, and the next, you're drifting past reeds and mirrored lagoons where hippos, crocodiles, and birds seem to appear from nowhere. And that's exactly what makes Moremi so special. It isn't just beautiful, it's constantly changing, shaped by seasonal floods that transform the land into a moving mosaic of life. For wildlife lovers, Moremi is one of Botswana's greatest rewards. Lions patrol the grasslands. Leopards vanish into the trees. And elephants move through the wetlands with a kind of quiet power that feels almost prehistoric. The reserve is also a paradise for birdlife, especially during the wetter months, when the air fills with movement and the wetlands seem to sing from every direction. But Moremi's real magic isn't only in what you see, it's in how close you feel to the wild. Here, the boundaries between observer and landscape seem to disappear. A game drive at sunrise can reveal predators returning from the hunt, while a boat safari at sunset turns the reserve into a glowing mirror of gold, shadow, and movement. And yet, as extraordinary as Moremi is, Botswana's next destination feels even more surreal, because ahead lies a landscape so vast and empty, it almost looks like another planet. At number 3 is a place so vast, so empty, and so surreal, it hardly feels like Earth at all, the Makgadikgadi Salt Pans. These brilliant white flats are the remains of an ancient superlake that once covered much of Botswana thousands of years ago. Today, during the dry season, the pans stretch endlessly toward the horizon, flat, silent, and shimmering under the African sun like a frozen ocean of salt. Standing here, surrounded by nothing but sky and white earth, you get the strange feeling that you've stepped onto another planet. But Makgadikgadi is not always a place of emptiness. When the rains arrive, parts of the pans come alive, drawing flamingos, zebras, and other wildlife into what suddenly becomes a temporary inland paradise. The zebra migration here is one of Africa's lesser-known wildlife spectacles, as herds move across the plains in search of fresh grazing after the rains. And if you visit at the right time, the shallow waters can fill with flamingos, turning the pale horizon into a wash of pink, reflection, and movement. But perhaps the most unforgettable experience in Makgadikgadi begins after dark, when the sun disappears, the temperature drops, and one of the clearest night skies in Africa takes over. And yet, as surreal as these ancient salt pans are, Botswana's next destination is where the country's wildlife power becomes impossible to ignore, because ahead lies the elephant capital of the world. At number 2 is a place where Botswana's wild heart beats louder than almost anywhere else in Africa, Chobe National Park. Located in northern Botswana near the borders of Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, Chobe is famous for one thing above all else, its elephants. This is one of the best places on the planet to see these giants in astonishing numbers, especially along the Chobe River, where entire herds gather to drink, bathe, and cross the water at sunset. And once the sun begins to drop, Chobe becomes almost cinematic in the purest sense of the word. The sky burns orange, the river turns to gold, and elephant silhouettes move through the water like living monuments. But Chobe is far more than an elephant destination. Its riverbanks and floodplains support an incredible concentration of wildlife, from buffalo and antelope to hippos, crocodiles, and some of Africa's most elusive predators. Boat safaris are one of the best ways to experience the park, because they bring you eye level with the river itself, where hippos surface beside the reeds and crocodiles wait motionless along the shore. And from the water, the scale of Chobe becomes even more dramatic. Animals don't just appear here one by one, they arrive in waves. For photographers and first-time safari travelers alike, Chobe delivers the kind of moments people dream about, towering elephants at arm's length, golden reflections, and wildlife scenes that feel almost too perfect to be real. But even Chobe, spectacular as it is, cannot take the top spot. Because Botswana's #1 destination is not just a national treasure, it's one of the greatest natural wonders on Earth. At number 1 is Botswana's greatest treasure, and one of the most extraordinary natural wonders on Earth, the Okavango Delta. What makes the Okavango so remarkable is that it is an inland delta, a river system that never reaches the sea, but instead spills into the Kalahari Desert, creating a living oasis in the middle of dry wilderness. Every year, floodwaters from Angola slowly spread across this landscape, transforming the desert into a maze of lagoons, islands, reeds, and life. From above, the Okavango looks almost unreal, like a giant green fingerprint pressed into the heart of Botswana. But the true magic of the delta isn't only in its shape, it's in the way it makes you feel when you move through it. Gliding silently through narrow channels in a traditional Makoro canoe, with only the sound of water, birds, and wind in the reeds, feels less like sightseeing and more like entering another world. And even in its quietest corners, the Okavango is alive. Elephants wade through the shallows, antelope graze on hidden islands, and predators move through the grass where water and land meet. It is this perfect balance of beauty, silence, movement, and life that makes the Okavango Delta not just the best place in Botswana, but one of the greatest wilderness destinations on the planet. Botswana is not a country you simply visit, it's a place you feel. From sacred desert hills and endless salt flats to elephant-filled rivers and the miracle of the Okavango, this is a land where nature still feels vast, untamed, and deeply alive. And perhaps that's what makes Botswana so unforgettable, its beauty doesn't shout. It waits quietly, and then leaves you speechless. If Botswana amazed you, there's so much more of Africa waiting to be discovered. Stay with us for the next journey.